challenge work then?
Well, the wind itself is causing an awful lot of challenges along the south coast. The wind's whipped up large waves and with quite a high surge tide as well. So at the moment that's caused more impacts in the southwest, but it's progressing along the south coast at the moment, and then we'll move up the east coast later this afternoon. At the moment our teams are out maintaining our assets as they have been over the last few weeks, and we continue to do that to make sure that our coast defences and rivers are as clear as they can be and reducing flood risk as possible.
And I'm not sure how specific you could be, but can you give us a sense, particularly for those listening in those areas now who are extremely concerned, can you give us a sense of those areas that are most, or potentially most at risk in the coming hours, particularly around high tides?
Anywhere along the whole of the south coast potentially be at risk. Certainly a lot of the investment that we have put into building new flood defences over the last few years in places like Exeter or the Kent coast or Sussex coast, many of those new defences are now performing as we expected, and we are now operating those to protect the communities behind. So, but really I would urge anybody who is out today of partners and others to don't put themselves at risk. You'll see large waves on the coastline thrown around. Please be careful. And for anybody around the country, we could see certain times of flooding from the rain that comes with the storm. So please don't drive through floodwater. It can be extremely dangerous, and even walking through floodwater, quite often manhole covers can get dislodged, and walking through floodwater you can't see what's beneath your feet. So yeah, please take care and cover when absolutely necessary.
You mentioned actually investing in flood places in Exeter specifically, but across the south coast, are you confident with frankly, are you confident you've got necessary flood defences in place to hold up? but I wanted to do it because I wanted to make it efficient. At this point, I'm not going to continue on coaching, but I just feel the circumstances as it's portrayed to me, so I don't feel I have to continue.
In a nutshell, though, what do you think
The system is not going to, I believe, support high performance.
and you couldn't change it?
I'll make change. That's absolutely in Australia's
The sponsors didn't want to do what you wanted them to do.
No, they want to do it. Like, they get it. There's no fiscal purpose to this sport. It's the state, which is a combination of elite and wealth. It's about politics, it's about power, and it's about money.
We spoke just before the World Cup, and you were so optimistic about how your team might do, but then it didn't work out. Why not?
Yeah, the young team, that's one of the downfalls of picking a young team is that you don't get that consistency in performance. So that was always the case, but I do feel like I've done the right thing for Australian rugby because I've left them a team that's capable now of going to the next World Cup and being successful. And if I'd stayed with the status quo, that wouldn't be the case.
Are you sad though to leave so soon?
No, I'm not sad. I'm disappointed that I had a vision of where we could go and what we can do, and sometimes it doesn't work out, mate.
I've spoken to you many times about the philosophy of coaching. You were very successful with Australia first time around, Japan, and then England. Do you still think you're as good as a coach now as you were a good few years ago?
Well, I never thought I'm a good coach. That's what other people suggest.
The statistics say you are, but I'm wondering, are you as good now?
Yeah, the results would suggest not, but the scoreboard is a reflection of a small part of the team. I felt during the World Cup I coached as well as I've coached, if not better.
What will you do next?
I've got no idea. I'm going to have a bit of a break with my wife, and then we'll just see what opportunities there are.
So there are absolutely no opportunities at all in the pipeline because it's been reported that you could be going to Japan to coach. Is that the case?
I've had no formal approach from them. And that's a bit of a red herring. That has been seen as a reason why Australia hasn't done well. Australia hasn't done well because we don't have the system to support our people.
You have a massive match coming up this weekend. You're coaching the Barbarians, and it was 50 years ago they played New Zealand, and Gareth Edwards scored that fantastic try.
I can still remember our PE teacher at the Natural High, Jeff Mould, showing us that try, saying, boys, this is the way you play rugby. And, it stood the test of time, and it's an intoxicating game.
You have a real Welsh style in your thing, don't you? Alman Jones.
It's just got this presence about him that galvanises people, and at the end of the day, a good rugby team is about the quality of your leaders.
So tell us finally, when it's over, what are your plans? What are you going to do in the next couple of weeks?
I'm going to have a holiday with my wife, so we're going to go to Hawaii, but we'll probably go to Tropical Island in Japan, and we'll take it after then.
If people see you in Japan, they'll put two and two together, won't they?
So I've got to wear sunglasses and a hat, mate.
What could you bring to Japan, do you think?
You've got to get back to Japaneseness, the uniqueness of how you can play the game with the sort of players you've got there, and that takes a bit of courage to play differently, and certainly if something happened further down the track where I was coaching, that's what I'd be looking to do.
Enjoy the holiday and good luck in the next job, wherever that is. Eddie, thank you very much.
Thanks, Gary. Pleasure. Thank you.
Racing information, if you're thinking of going to Linfield, don't. If you're thinking of backing the tips, do. They run at Stratford, 3:30 night 4, another day out, 12:35, number 1, Donny Azov.
Sage advice, as ever, Gary. Thank you so much. It's now 26 minutes to 9. Let's have a word with Melvin Bragg, or from Melvin Bragg, about this morning's In Our Time.
Hello, we'll be discussing Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics. That's the name given to his collected ideas on how to live a good life and what happiness really means. He shared these in Athens in the 4th century BC with an elite audience to help them become better leaders. And ever since, for almost 2.5 millennia, those ideas have inhabited the intellectual conversations of all we've read. That's Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics with Roger Christ, Andy Hobbs and Sophie Connell, on BBC Sounds and on Radio 4 just after 9 o'clock. Now, back to today.
Thank you, Melvin. The weather, as you know, is from damaging winds in southern England.
You're listening to Today on Radio 4 with Michelle Hussain in London and Amal Rajan at the AI Safety Summit at Festival. Time now is 29:59. Here's a summary of the news from Charles Carroll.
Furious winds and heavy rain brought by Storm Killon are barreling across southern England and the Channel Islands. Gusts of more than 110 miles an hour. Hundreds of schools have closed and there's major disruption in some areas. More foreign passport holders are expected to leave the Gaza Strip today from the Rafah crossing in Egypt. It was partially reopened for travellers yesterday for the first time since the start of the latest conflict. Downing Street says Rishi Sunak will make the case for global responsibility to address the risks posed by artificial intelligence as well as talks with senior politicians and technology executives on the second day of a major conference at Bletchley Park. The Prime Minister has said that he wants to ensure the technology develops in a safe and responsible way. And the eldest son of the former US President Donald Trump is to spend a second day giving evidence to a secret fraud trial that could be his family's real estate business in North. Yesterday, Donald Trump Jr. told the court that he and his brother Eric made the ultimate decisions for the Trump organization, but he was unfamiliar with the accounting principles.
Charles, thank you. It was 24 minutes to 9. But the Prime Minister is turning up at Western Park today for meetings with covering various technology figures of various technology companies. One of those companies is Anthropic. One of its co-founders is Jack Ma, and he's with us in part 8 of Bletchley Park, which is we're having tourism much of his best work. Jack, very good to see you now.
Thanks very much for having me here.
Well, you laid on one of your companies, but we can hear from the Prime Minister today to begin with what's the company's key message going to be to the Prime Minister? What do you want him to know?
The key message is that AI sector needs a remedy. We're all playing a high-impact sport game right now, and there aren't really many rules, and there aren't people deciding on if we're playing fairly.
Who should that referee be? Queensland, the international ones, quite a few people picking to be the referee, actually. It's quite a contest today.
It's going to turn into a funny sport because I think there'll be a bunch of referees, but what we are supporting here is the UK's safety institute, which is being built out, and the UK government leading in and investing money in real oversight capacity and real technologists who can work on regulation and analysis of this field.
The world of technology, particularly AI, can feel somewhat distant to people who go about their everyday business listening to the Today programme. And one of the criticisms that we heard from Sadiq Clegg when he was sat in that chair yesterday, which went to Meta on Facebook, he was saying that all this highfalutin talk about existential risk overlooks the immediate dangers such as deepfakes, other forms of disinformation, which AI poses today. Would you go along with that?
I wouldn't go on with that. 10 years ago, the best thing an AI system could do would be play Space Invaders. 5 years later, it was able to beat world champions in the game of Go. 2 weeks ago, it was able to beat world champions at flying drones around a 3D obstacle course in real time. The future is always closer than it appears.
I have a great respect for your work.
You don't do it. Why? Right. That is something I was considering. The important thing is not what we write, but how we write. We must write dangerously, Beckett. Even that horrible place, it couldn't get off the stars.
Well, the life of Samuel Beckett, playwright, Nobel laureate, Irishman, spent most of his life in France, is coming to the big screen. Dance First, the country line waiting for Godot, is released in cinemas tomorrow with Gabriel Byrne playing Beckett. He's been talking to us about the role and first about his own relationship to Beckett's work.
When I was younger, I saw quite a few productions of Beckett, Waiting for Godot, Endgame, Pat's Last Tables, and I found that I didn't have an emotional connection to his work. It was only later on that I came to understand that what Beckett was writing about was beyond my experience of life at that time, and Beckett is often categorized as being nihilistic, despairing. I think a lot of people think that he's to be avoided for those reasons. But as I came to understand the place when I came over, I found a deep emotional connection to what he was saying, and I began to find him very funny, but also ruthlessly honest in terms of what it means to be human. the characters in his work struggle against all the things that we struggle against as human beings. And their triumph, I suppose, is that it's not that they survive it, but that they deal with it through laughter and connection.
It does make me wonder whether perhaps one of the reasons that people can find Beckett and a play like Waiting for Godot, which is most people's first access point, can find work difficult. Maybe we're just coming to it too young.
I think so, and I also think there's tremendous reference around his work, which is something that you would have all. I found the same again when I was doing Eugene O'Neill on Broadway. People approached it as if the words themselves were divinely handed down, and that you couldn't interfere with anything. That reverence, I think, has prevented people from embracing his work. And maybe you're right, we do come to it too young, because what Beckett has to say, it's really only understood when you've been through the travails and the vicissitudes of life, and you begin to see that there's a commonality between how we all deal with our existence here.
These film reveals aspects of his life that people probably won't know. For example, the fact that he was in the French resistance.
He joined the French resistance and did amazing work there. They said he was incredibly a brave member. He never really made anything of it. He also knew that he had a complex person, and the film allows you to see behind the mystery, the iconic brand that they made for himself. He was a complex man. He was very kind and very loving, very witty, but he was also tortured by self-doubt and shame. And he was an unfaithful man in his marriage, and found himself caught between a mistress who admired his intellect and a woman who came to be hurt by him in a very deep way. So he was very much an empathetic and suffering human being, and I don't think he could have written the way he did if he wasn't that kind of empathetic creature.
He had these quirks, if you like. The fact he wrote in French rather than English because it was harder, and he wanted to go through that. And then also the fact that he was such a recluse, his reaction to winning the Nobel Prize for Literature.
Yes, I wouldn't say that he was a recluse. I think he detested publicity because it interfered with your work. He did detest the whole fame thing. He didn't want anything to do with it. He did get one very interesting interview after he had won a Nobel Prize. He came out of his hotel and stood on the balcony in complete silence, looked one way and then the other for 15 seconds and was back in.
Publicity is, of course, well, it's what you're doing now. It's a necessary part of work as an artist. But I wonder if there was anything in his attitude that did resonate.
Yes, because I think in the last couple of days, this may sound like a large stretch, but Matthew Perry, one of the actor whose friend was dying. I remember him saying years ago that he won't want anything about his fame. And ironically, it was that story. I'm not saying that that's it, but he felt that he knew that that's what made him able to do himself. But of course, it's the way you realize that once you get down to his fame, the privacy is
yourself wishing that you had come to London, or were you happy with London? the possibility of treating?
Yes, first of all, they firstly, the procedure they allow first the patient to understand about the patient will be transferred from today because the ambulances arrive to the hospital, from the hospital to the crossing. The first they will do the checkup quickly and then they will be processed, transferred to the Egyptian cars, ambulances on the Egyptian side. Once they finish with the patient, they will start the process. But for more for us to do the message. We understand that about 7,000 names, about 7,000 people are Egypt approved their country. But the procedure is only can take 400 people every day, so it's gonna take a long time before we see what happened for the people are out of Gaza. But all the people is said like we start yesterday. I was all day watching the process from the very beginning to the end. Going smoothly, we haven't seen any problem. Today is going to be easier, as I understand from the local authority with the crossing and from the Egyptian side. Yesterday it was just testing the system, testing the mechanism. But once it's in place, they will start to process people quicker and they will take more people every day. But people, when I was talking to the people in the crossing yesterday, some of them they were happy to be leaving, but they were also sad at the same time because they leave behind relatives and friends, and some of them they need immediate, like a father or a mother. I met a girl. She said, "I don't want to die at the age of 20, and I'm happy to be out, but my mother is still there, and my brother is still there." And so very painful story for the people who are trapped here in Gaza and fighting.
And we're at nearly a month since the Israeli operation began in the wake of the Hamas attacks. On the wounded or the sick, how do they decide who is eligible for treatment in Egypt?
Since Hamas has been, targeted hardly, very hard by Israel, most of the Hamas institution is not functioning properly in a proper way. So, but we have the World Health Organization, we have the UN, the largest facility, we have the largest facility, the largest staff for aid in Gaza. So, and also the ICRC, and we have the Palestinian Red Cross. They all talk to each other. They all visit the hospital. They all have presence in the hospitals. They discuss who is the priority, who should be getting this chance. And a doctor told me yesterday, unfortunately, we are not sure that all of those in need will be treated. It's very hard decision for doctors to decide who is the priority to be treated. I understand from the doctors that the priority is for the young people and not for the hopeless case.
Meanwhile, the fighting in the north of Gaza and where the Israelis are, what's your understanding of what's happening there?
Yeah, we understand that fighting is in 5 different areas in Gaza City and the north. The real fight is in 3 different places. It's north, west of Gaza Strip, where Israel is making the biggest incursion in that area, advanced 5-6 kilometers inside. Very few people are remain in the area, and communication is really hard. But